Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Sam, and since we are officially in winter now, I wanted to share my winter TBR with you. I hope that the lighting isn't completely terrible in this video. It's gray and dreary, and I've tried to pull out all of my lights. I have my ring light, so bear with me. It's winter season, so there is no sunlight here. In my seasonal TBR videos, I usually also do some recommendations, but I decided as I was getting this list together of the books that I wanted to read over the next few months, I was also looking through books that I would recommend for the winter time, and I feel like I've just talked about the same books over and over, and there's nothing that really was calling to me that was really great for the winter season. Like, I have some Christmassy books that I think are a lot of fun, and I'll link last year's reading holiday romances for a week video. There was definitely some fun ones in that one if you want some more Christmassy holiday reads, and I might have another one of those coming very soon. So for this video, I decided to pick 10 books that I really want to get to and read during the winter season. I feel like in this period of time when it's dark and dreary and just gross outside, I really lean towards fantasy and some like hockey romances, things that take place in the winter or are a bit of a more complex story, because all I want to do is be curled up and cozy in my bed, in a chair, on the couch, reading with some tea. So that's kind of the vibe that we have. And then I also have a list of Christmassy holiday, I think they're all romances, that I would love to get to this year, but I definitely will not be able to get to all of them. But if you wanted to pick a few to read during the month of December, during the holiday season, here's the list that I am working off this year and the ones that I'm really excited about. So let's just jump in no particular order. This list is all over the place, but the first book that I really want to get to in the wintertime will be, no surprise, is Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. This is the newest book in the Jacksonville Rays series. This is a hockey romance series. Very spicy, a lot of fun. As I've been saying over and over again all year, really want to be continuing the series that I am reading, and I just really want to read the books that I'm excited about as they come out. I don't want to leave them for so long, but there's just so many books that I want to read all at the same time. But that is the first book. I'm really excited about this one. We're following a couple of the hockey players, and we got some sneak peeks into this story from the last book, and I just feel like it's going to be a really good one. I'm just really excited to see where these characters go and what their romance is going to be like. The next book that I have on my list will come as no surprise, and that is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is technically book 3 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, but it's the first book in the second duology part of the series, which I think is going to be made up of 3 different duologies. There's like an overarching plot, but each set of books is going to be following a different set of characters. I'm very excited. I really love this series. I think that it has been really good so far. I think I rated Serpent and Six Scorched Roses 5 stars, or almost 5 stars, and then The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, I believe, was 4 stars. The series is just a lot of fun, like vampire, fantasy, romance vibes. Cannot wait again to jump back into the series and be caught up again. Next, I have Legendaries. This is book 2 in the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. I really want to just keep going through my series and get them ticking off on my current series tracker. I feel like I have been working on my list over the past year, and I have a couple reading vlogs on my channel where I'm trying to finish every series that I'm in the middle of, but I just need to knock some of these series off my list. And I didn't love Caraval, but I am intrigued to keep reading them, and especially to finish the Caraval series so that I can read Once Upon a Broken Heart. The next book you guys are probably sick of me putting on these lists, but that is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Again, it's just a hockey romance that a lot of people love. A lot of people like read a number of years ago and are completely obsessed with these characters and this series, and I just want to know what the hype is about. I want to read it and figure out what I think about it. And I think these are all mostly pretty short hockey romances, so I think it'll be a quick series to get through. The next book, kind of on the same vein of book series that have been on every single TBR and want to read list that I think I've been doing since I started my channel, or at least started doing book videos on my channel, and that is Shatter Me. I feel like we're really getting close to the time that I'm ready to just dedicate a good chunk of time to just binge this series, or at least binge the first couple of books. From what I hear, it's a very fast read, and yeah, I just want to burn through the series, just like binge it front to back, not leave all of these huge time gaps between the series and the books. I just think that will be a lot of fun. Fingers crossed I can make that happen and maybe do like a reading vlog or something over the course of my reading it. If you'd be interested in that, let me know. I think that would be a lot of fun. The next book that I have is Quicksilver. I can't remember who this is by, Callie Hart. And this book has been making its rounds on TikTok, Bookstagram, BookTube, kind of a new fantasy, and that's really all I know about it. I know that a lot of people have been really loving it, and I want to know what the hype is about. I want to read it. I want to be in with the crowd, you know? Next, I have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is coming out at the end of January. I have my pre-order in. I'm very excited. Love the special sprayed edge edition. Can't wait. I'm gonna have to rearrange Elisa's top shelf on my bookshelf to get it to fit. But I'm very excited to be back in this world. I'm not rereading the first two books in the series in preparation. I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to do that. So one of my friends is rereading it, so I'm just gonna pick her brain and she can just catch me up on everything that is happened in the first two books so that I can be ready for Onyx Storm. I'm intrigued to see where this book is gonna go. This is gonna be like halfway through the series. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be 5 books, so getting to be in the home stretch, I guess. But I'm very excited to be back with some dragons and just those characters, see what they're up to now. Next, this feels like kind of a wild card, but I have Three Swedish Mountain Men by Lily Gold. I read one of her books 2 years ago now, I think, and I had a good time with it. And these books have been on my list of one to read for like 2 years, ever since I read that first one. It's just like a little why choose romance, and I feel like this one would be good for the wintertime, you know, the Swedish snowy weather. It's just a fun little spicy romance time, I think. Next, I have another hockey romance, and I have Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I know that this is a very well-loved series, and again, this has been on my want to read list for quite a while, and I'm just really in the hockey romance mood. I want to get back to some of my hockey romance books. I think they're just so much fun. There's just something about the hockey romances and the way that they're written that I just love so much. The friendships that are in like hockey romances, I feel like are done so well. And the last book that I have on my regular winter TBR is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, I believe. This feels more like a fall book to me, but as I was making this list, really just, I want to get to this. I don't want to save it for next fall or something, or even 2 falls from now, depending on, you know, what I'm reading come fall 2025. But again, this is another fantasy that has been making its way around TikTok, Bookstagram, all those things. And again, I want to know what it is. I've heard it's pretty morally gray, morally dark, and I just want that dark, twisty romance. So those are the 10 books that I have on my main winter TBR, and now I have 9 more books that I have on my list for holiday December winter reads. I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly. I really have no idea what any of them are about, except for that they are holiday romances. So first I have December Darling by Lauren Asher. This is just a little Christmassy novella. I have Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. I read the first book in this little duology last year and absolutely loved it. So very intrigued to read the second book, Snowed In, because I've only heard that it's even better. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn, I believe. This is like a Grinch holiday retelling, I think. I have the Amazon novella series Under the Mistletoe, I believe it's called. I am working my way through these. They're okay. More on that in some of my other reading vlogs and wrap-ups and everything. But these are just a collection of very short stories, novellas by a variety of authors. If you give a grump a holiday wish list, couldn't even tell you who this is by. Again, I'll have the cover up here somewhere. I think it just sounded cute, or the cover looked cute. Saw it somewhere. The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny, I believe by Devony Perry. This came out last year or a few years ago, and I think it's like a series of novellas or shorter books following a couple different brothers, I think. But this was on my list last year, bringing it back on my list this year. The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I think this is like a full-length novel about like an interior designer or something. Don't quote me on it. Like I said, I really don't know what most of these books are about, or honestly any book, because your girl just likes to go in blind. I have Big Nick Energy, which is like a ranchy cowboy holiday book. And then the last book that I have is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This has been on a number of holiday TBRs for me. This is just a very short Christmassy novella. I've heard mixed things, but I've been wanting to read it for a number of years, so might as well get to it. But that is everything. That is my winter holiday Christmassy TBR. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books or what is on your winter TBR. I would love to chat with you. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like so that I know, and I really hope that you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.